I want to welcome you to my hardcore world where I have survived 2,000 in-game days or over 450 hours. In the first 1,000 days, I built up a beautiful Winter Wonderland themed ocean monument transformation which functions as my main base. I mined out a huge area on top of a stronghold and built the entire Milky Way galaxy over the top. All that and more in over 3 months of grinding. But all that is history. By the end of the video, I will have a huge project built up on the nether roof connecting all the projects together, constructing automatic farms underneath the monument, and starting a huge medieval city. Let's get right into it. Around day 300 of my hardcore world, I started this monument base, which houses all of my main storage, which means I spend an awful lot of time here. I don't really like AFKing in my world for long periods of time, so if I build farms near the monument base, then they can run whilst I'm collecting materials for future builds. I also don't really like the idea of having these farms out in the open, as most of them are pretty ugly. So I made my way underneath the monument base, where I had already made a sugarcane farm a little while back, and found a huge deep slate cave which I would later transform into all of this. The first farm I made was an auto wood farm, which uses azalea and TNT dupers to collect thousands of logs every hour. Outside of the wood farm, you are greeted with this transformed part of the cave, which connects up to a creeper farm, nearby a small chicken farm, cactus farm, and stone generator, which produced all the stone I would need for my next project, a nether hub. In the first 1,000 days, I built up quite a few projects, but they were all so far away from each other that I needed to fly over the nether roof to get to each project. But flying from one portal to another felt boring, so I put that stone generator to good use and started building a ring of mountains circling a large fortress in the shape of a hardcore hut. For now, this is just a sneak peek, but later when the whole project is done, I will show everything in more detail. Around this time, the 1.19 update dropped, so I flew out into new 1.19 chunks in search of an ancient city, and with it came Knot Chapels, Swift Sneak, and this crazy montage. With my new ability to sneak faster, the Nether Hub's mountains grew and grew, and I was ready to begin work on the fortress in the middle. The Nether Hub started to look really cool, and I was getting to the stage where I could start making everything look a whole lot cooler with colour and light contrast. But I wanted to come out of the Nether for a while and start a new project. So I made my way to a mushroom island and began work on transforming it into a medieval city with different districts. The first district I wanted to work on before heading somewhere else in the world was the farming district, complete with crop fields, a windmill, as well as a barn. The windmill also functioned as a moss farm, which generated plenty of moss which I covered the entire district in. Near the farming district is the rich district, which I started progress on with a museum, which houses not only 130 mopeds, but also a diamond beacon. Because through a lot of end city raiding, as well as mining in caves, I collected over 1,400 diamonds, the equivalent of an entire diamond beacon. After 3 months of working, I'd made it to 2,000 in-game days, which I celebrated at the monument base with fireworks. And so after making it to 2,000 days, I sat down to start editing this very video. However, there are a few more things I wanted to finish before then, the main one being the Nether Hub, which I wanted to look a little more completed. To continue, I wanted wither roses for black dye. Luckily, I'd made a chicken farm, which was producing a bunch of eggs for me to collect. However, as I was collecting up the eggs, I accidentally fell into the 1x2 hole where all the chickens were. In the moments that followed, I actually fell ill. In my previous hardcore world, I died to fall damage whilst trying to complete the Caves and Cliffs achievement. This time, I died to a chicken. Looking forward, I think the only thing I can do is start again. After all, when one story ends, another one begins. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, where we embark on a brand new adventure and start all over again.